YouTube. YouTube. I'm so sorry. I forgot about you.
Studies have shown that newborns have approximately 20/50 vision and can easily discriminate between degrees of brightness. A fetus in the womb can hear. Tests have shown that fetuses respond to various sounds just as vigorously as they respond to pressures and internal sensations. A survey conducted at Iowa State College suggests that a parent's stress.
How do I write Iowa again? I never remember the states.
Suggests that a parent's stress at the time of conception plays a major role in determining a baby's sex. The child tends to be of the same sex as the parent who is under less stress. Statistics based on more than 500,000 births occurring in New York City hospitals between 1948 and 1957 showed a significantly greater number of births taking place during the waning moon than during the waxing moon.
Following the Ray train has been lovely. So many cool people. Absolutely.
Until the 1920s, babies in Finland were delivered in saunas. The heat was thought to help combat infection, and the warm atmosphere was considered pleasing to the infant. Children born in the month of May are on the average 200 grams heavier at birth than children born in any other month. Up to the age of 6 or 7 months, a child can breathe and swallow at the same time. An adult cannot do this. Try it. Dwarfs or little people almost always have normal-sized children, even if both parents are dwarfs or little people. Twins are born less frequently in the eastern part of the world than in the western. Interesting facts.
Yeah, interesting. I didn't know all that.
Okay.
We still got 17 minutes left in this
Right into
literary jury charge practice. Western is where?
Jury instructions.
Where?
Okay.
Jury instructions? Ooh. That's gonna be difficult. I love jury
There
charge.
we go. The heirs of Alfred B. Schuster, the deceased, are the real parties of interest in.
We've discovered many cool people, including Melody, thanks to the raid. Yeah!
In this, heirs of Alfred B. Schuster, the deceased, are the real parties of interest in this act.
I love it when you're learning one thing and it just teaches you something else cool accidentally. Yeah!
Of Alfred B. Schuster, the deceased, are the real parties of interest in this action. They are Michelle Ray, the widow, and Denise Lee, age 12, Craig Roger, age 10, and Martin Bryan, age 6, the minor children of the deceased. If, under the court's instructions, you find that the plaintiffs are entitled to recover against the defendant, Matrix Systems Inc., you will award such damages, such a sum of money as will be just compensation for the loss which each of the heirs has suffered by reason of the death of Alfred B. Schuster, the deceased.
You know, Melody, we've been mutuals for a long time, but apparently this is my first time catching your stream somehow. Just judging off my channel points, which was at the starting 300. Oh, that's cool. Thanks for coming by,
Alfred
though.
B. Schuster, the deceased.
I probably don't have many channel points either.
By reason of the death
I'm usually streaming
of Alfred B. Schuster, the deceased. In determining the amount of such a loss, you may consider the reasonable financial support, if any, which each of the said heirs would have received from the deceased if he had lived, and the right to receive support, if any, which each of said heirs has been deprived of by reason of his premature death. Let me just note that the right of one person to receive support from another person is not destroyed by...
We learned a lot of surprising fun facts about babies while learning about stenography. Yeah!
The right
awesome
of one person to receive support from another person is not destroyed by the fact that the former does not need the support, nor by the fact that the latter has not provided it. You must also consider the following: 1. The age of the deceased and of each of the heirs. 2. The health of the deceased and each heir immediately prior to his death. 3. The relative life expectancy of Alfred Schuster and of each of the heirs. 4. The disposition of the deceased to contribute financially to support each of the said heirs. 5. The earning capacity of the deceased. 6. The habits of investment and thrift of the deceased. And 7. Other facts shown by the evidence that indicate specific benefits each heir might reasonably have been expected to receive from the deceased had he lived out his normal, natural life. In regard to life expectancies, you should only be concerned with the shorter of the two, that of an heir or that of the decedent. You will award reasonable compensation for the loss of love, for companionship, for comfort, for affection, for solace, or for moral support. In determining the loss which each heir has suffered, you are not to consider the pain or suffering of the decedent, any grief or sorrow of his heirs, or the poverty or relative wealth of any or all of the heirs. Also, you should include in any award an amount that will compensate for reasonable funeral expenses.
compensate. Okay.
All right, I have an excerpt from Don't Sweat the Small Stuff.
I'm not really fond of Don't Sweat the Small Stuff.
And this is on create patience, practice, periods.
It's a self-help book, I think.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Patience is a quality of heart that can be greatly enhanced with deliberate practice. An effective way that I have found to deepen my own patience is to create actual practice periods. Periods of time that I set up in my mind to practice the art of patience. Life itself becomes a classroom, and the curriculum is patience. You can start with as little as 5 minutes and build up your capacity for patience over time. Start by saying to yourself, okay, for the next 5 minutes, I won't allow myself to be bothered by anything. I'll be patient. What you'll discover is truly amazing. Your intention to be patient, especially if you know it's only for a short while, immediately strengthens your capacity for patience. Patience is one...
I literally just forgot to write patience. Hold up. What? Didn't I? Oh, I've been writing patient instead of patience.
Of those special qualities where success feeds on itself. Once you reach little milestones, 5 minutes of successful patience, you'll begin to see that you do indeed have the capacity to be patient, even for longer periods of time. Over time, you may even become a patient person.
Okay, so this book has said periods of time a few times. Let me look at this brief. Periods of time. Period of time probably just doesn't have the S. Yeah.
Since I have young children at home, I have many possibilities to practice the art of patience. For example, on a day when both girls are firing questions at me as I'm trying to make important phone calls, I'll say to myself, now is a great time to be patient. For the next half hour, I'm going to be as patient as possible. See, I've worked hard. I'm up to 30 minutes. All kidding aside, it really works. And it has worked in our family. As I keep my cool and don't allow myself to be annoyed and upset, I can calmly yet firmly direct my children's behavior far more effectively than when I get crazy.
Behavior. Favor.
The simple act of gearing my mind toward patience allows me to remain in the present moment far more than I would if I were upset thinking about all the times this has happened before and feeling like a martyr. What's more, my patient feelings are often contagious. They rub off on the kids, who then decide on their own that it's no fun to bother Dad. Being patient allows me to keep my perspective. I can remember, even in the midst of a difficult situation, that's what's before me. My present challenge isn't life or death, but simply a minor obstacle that must be dealt with.
Can alert? Thank you
Without
for lurking.
patience, the same scenario can become a major emergency, complete with yelling, frustration, hurt feelings, and high blood pressure. It's really not worth all that. Whether you're needing to deal with children, your boss, or a different person or situation, if you don't want to sweat the small stuff, improving your patience level is a great way to start. Great advice. All right. I have some closing arguments.
Closing arguments is going to take a little while. The practice gets a lot longer during the 120 words per minute class, I've noticed.
Ready? Thank you, Your Honor. I am sure you are all glad we have reached this stage in the case, and at least we are getting a start this afternoon. I want to thank you for your patience and for your attention during the course of this trial. I am sure counsel does as well. It has been a fairly long trial, and we have covered a lot of evidence and a lot of witnesses. I intend to go over some of the things that I think have the most importance to the prosecution's case. I intend to discuss the law and how it relates to the facts of this case. I won't cover everything because I feel a great deal of it is self-explanatory and not necessary for comment at this time. What I say and what Mrs. Delaney says during the course of this argument is not evidence. The evidence is what you heard from the witness stand and the exhibits that you are going to see. If your recollection is different from mine about what was said, go by your recollection and notes and not by mine. There certainly isn't going to be any attempt to mislead you as to what was said during the course of the case. You know it perhaps even better than I do. As I said and told you in the beginning, in the opening argument, a case like this is much like a puzzle. It is the pieces going together. Different witnesses can view the same thing and all of them see it a little differently and perceive different things depending upon what they are concentrating on and what is important to them at the time. I think you can see, if you take the testimony of all of the witnesses and put it together, that you do get a fairly comprehensive picture of what happened, specifically on the night of November 28 and on the earlier occasion as well. This case is not really a whodunit type of case. It is more of a decision on your part as to what it is exactly that Mr. Valentine has done, whether or not he is guilty of the crimes that we have charged him. Much of what was presented to you, I am sure, is uncontested by the defense as far as the facts, how they came out. A prime example of this, I think, is the robbery count 2 in the case of November 23 of 2011. Okay, and that concludes our literary and jury charge for the 100 class.
Well, that's it for that. We're doing Q&A next. This is testimony. So she's gonna read
Hello everyone, welcome to
testimony
the Q&A practice portion of the
from
100
real
class.
court cases.
We're going to start off with some Q&A with the plaintiff questioning. Ready? Now, Officer Newmeyer, you were in possession of information from which you concluded that Mr. Stephen...
Possession. I always forget possession. Eggs.
Information from which you concluded that Mr. Stevenson had information that would be of value to you in some investigation. Well, I will object as being ambiguous, Your Honor. May we have the question, Miss Reporter? Do you follow that question? Ambiguous, Your Honor. May we have the question, Miss Reporter? Do you follow that question?
Ad break starts soon.
I would have to answer that yes. As the question was stated, I would say yes. Thank you. Now, what was the case that you were investigating that supplied that information? I was interested in finding out where a party by the name of Cordova was living. I had information that Mr. Cordova was living on Willow Lane within the general vicinity of this particular property, 2204 Willow Lane, Memphis, Tennessee. Did you have any information that indicated to you that Mr. Cordova knew Mr. Stevenson or Mr. Stevenson knew?
Okay, ad break is starting in a minute. Not a minute. It's starting soon, so I'll pick this up once the ad break ends. Almost done with the Q&A. Are we gonna get to 120? We might get to 120. I'll skip the drill and we'll go to the... But the drill sometimes is really important. It's meant to warm you up. But sometimes she hits you with medical terms and stuff, which is very useful. I'm having a hard time keeping up with this Q&A. Okay, there's the ad break. Got 1 more minute left. Okay, ad break has ended. Let's continue with this Q&A.
Mr. Cordova: Not specifically, no, sir. Did you have any information that Mr. Cordova was living at or might be at Willow Lane? As I previously stated, the information I had at my disposal at that time was that Mr. Cordova was living somewhere on Willow Lane in that general vicinity, and knowing the vicinity, there were only about 3 places that had actual residences on them, and this 2204 was one of the residences that was occupied by Mr. Stevenson. All right, at that time then, you knew that 2204 Willow Lane was occupied by Mr. Stevenson? To the best of my knowledge, it was occupied by Mr. Stevenson. All right, and what was the source of your information regarding Mr. Cordova. Deputy Martin Cohen of the Tennessee Criminal Investigation Bureau. Was that the only source of information that you had regarding this Mr. Cordova? No. All right. What was the other source or sources? General Street conversation with individuals that I have arrested, people that I talked to. I had arrested Cordova in the past. He was a large supplier of dangerous drugs, narcotics, in the Memphis area. He had done time in the state penitentiary, and he was involved in a lot of nefarious activities in our community. No one in particular, nothing specific, other than the information from Deputy Cohen and what I had stored from my vast resources in talking to people. All right, now in connection with your previous arrests of Mr. Cordova, had he ever indicated that he, at any time, had lived or had business transactions at 2204 Willow Lane? Objection, immaterial. Quite material. Goes to the issue of this officer's knowledge, the facts that he possessed at the time that he went there, and whether or not those facts reasonably justified his going to that location at all. We will hear from you. I didn't hear you. We will hear from you. Well, Your Honor, he said that he had information from Deputy Cohen. What he found out from Mr. Cordova during past arrests is immaterial. The question is what he had in his possession on the date he went to 2204 Willow Lane concerning Mr. Cordova. If I may add, he indicated he received information in addition to that which he had from Officer Cohen through several other sources, one of which was his previous arrests of Cordova, and secondly, through conversations that he had with other people that he had arrested, and information regarding Cordova's activities as a large drug dealer. Overruled, you may answer. Read the question, Miss Reporter. Thank you, Your Honor. No. All right. Was 2204 Willow Lane an address that was in any way connected with large-scale drug activities in this area in your personal experience? It would be a matter of semantics with you and me, sir. I don't know what you mean by large scale. Large scale, for the purpose of clarification, would be used in reference to the question in the same context that you used it in regard to Mr. Cordova's activities in this, yes, sir, area. Yes, sir. And the answer is yes. 2204. Yes, sir. 2204 Willow Lane has been brought to my attention as possibly a large-scale traffic spot for drugs in that area. Now, had you made any arrests for drugs at 2204 Willow Lane prior to the date that the time that you went there? No, sir. I had not. do you know anyone else, fellow officers, that had made such arrests at that address? No, sir, I do not. Then would it be fair to say that your opinion that this 2204 Willow Lane was connected with large-scale drug transactions would be true if Cordova, the man you were looking for, had been there or had activities there? No, sir. Okay, switching.
Oh, we're switching
transcripts.
That was 8 minutes long. 9 minutes, actually. Okay, we got 2 minutes left in the Q&A. I think I'll skip the test.
All right.
And go straight to 120.
Materials car accident related.
Car accident. Okay.
And it will be defense questioning. Do you know what year that truck is? I don't really know. I think it is a 2009. Do you know if your family bought that truck new or used? New. Did it have a bumper on it when it was purchased? Yes. Okay. Now, when you got out of the car, you saw this blue car underneath the rear portion of the truck? Yes. The gate of the truck? Yes. Did the truck have a shell on it, or is it an open bed? It was an open bed. Was the driver of the blue car able to pull his car free from under the truck? No, he was trying, but my mom said, "You better turn off your car because something's leaking." Something was leaking from his car? Yes. You and your sister got out of the truck, correct? Yes. Did you both get out of the same door? No. You got out your mother's door? Yes. What did you see your mother do after the accident? She walked up to talk to him to make sure he wouldn't leave. How did you know? Strike that. Did you have any conversations with the... You said there was a woman driving a car in front of yours? Yes. Did you talk to her yourself? No, no. Did your mother talk to her? Yes. Okay. That concludes our one.
Okay, I'm going to skip the test. We'll go straight into 120 words per minute.
Hello, welcome to the drill portion of the 120 class. We're going to start off with a basic drill using phrases, common phrases. And I'm going to read you the phrases first and then give you the sentences, okay? So you're going to hear would be, too much, could you have, do you have, you had, with us. Okay, here are your sentences. Here we go. Do you have any idea of the date of the spring concert? Does it fall on a Saturday or on a Sunday? Where are the performances to be held? You had mentioned to me that you would be able to get us some first row seats. I hope they aren't too much money. Could you have your assistant answer our questions and let us know by Saturday? We would be delighted if you would like to attend the concert with us. Okay, my next drill are words and words in sentences that have families of able and ibble. Again, if you are not sure if a word is spelled with A-B-L-E or I-B-L-E, then just go ahead and come back for the final BL. Or if you can write it in one stroke, you just use the final BL. Okay? All right, so we have capable, liable, adorable, disable, enforceable, marketable, edible, disable, legible, feasible, forcible, plausible, and sensible.
Okay.
Okay, here are your sentences. Are you capable of working? Mark is a capable employee. The store is liable for damages. He is liable to miss the court date. The new baby was adorable. The operation will disable Tim for 2 weeks. Will the leg wound disable your brother? The new product is not marketable.
Oh wait, my machine suddenly disconnected. Okay, disconnected again. Sometimes that happens.
The operation will disable Tim for 2 weeks.
Okay, did it disconnect again? No, it's connected. Sometimes it happens. It's a machine that I have connected to my computer. I tend to have to turn it off and on again. Come on, turn on, connect. Let me turn it off again. There. Okay. There. Sometimes it takes a little while. It's pretty old.
Will the leg wound disable your brother? The new product is not marketable. Is the invention marketable? When will the law be enforceable? None of the rules are enforceable. The mushrooms are not edible. The stew was very edible. His handwriting was not legible. Did you find the contract legible? Your plan is not feasible. Jackie had a feasible solution to the problem. He was found guilty of forcible rape.
Oh, God.
He was convicted of forcible entry. Is the solution plausible? His answer was not plausible. Does she have a sensible plan? The sensible thing to do is turn yourself in to the police. Okay, my next drill for you is going to be the automobile description and license plate drill. We're going to finish this off.
Don't do this to me.
And then I'm going to give you some sentences that emphasize license plate numbers and vehicle descriptions.
Oh no,
okay?
This is going to be a disaster.
All right, here we go. 2009 Dodge Durango SLT.
Fans, weak of visibility? You're visible? That's awesome.
9. Dodge Durango SLT. License number 7KLT371. 2011 Mercedes LTS. License number 8MC0388.
Oh my god, I'm not doing this well.
2017 Black BMW LTX. License number 5EDD513. 2015 Nissan Frontier XE King Cab. License number IF43447. 1997 Chrysler Town and Country LXI. License number 6GT A508. 2013 Baby Blue Ford Mustang. License number 4ZTM351.
I think I got the extension, everything set up. I'm in the 1 a.m. slot. Ooh. Thank you for participating in this raid train.
And 2000 Gray Chrysler PT Cruiser Sport Wagon. License number 4NQ I311.
Yeah, I'm a fanatical partner too.
Now I'm going to give you your drill with the same type of situation but in sentences.
No,
okay?
this is gonna suck. Okay.
Here we go.
It's gonna suck.
The vehicles on the stolen automobile report include the following: a Ford Mustang, one
Congrats on 700 followers. Yeah, it happened earlier in the stream.
on the stolen automobile report include the following: a Ford Mustang, 1GM058, California vehicle registration number 569335051, a 2000 Chevrolet Camaro, 282
Yeah, wait, what did she say?
1000 Chevrolet Camaro, 282 LRM, California vehicle registration number
Thank you for lurking.
A82216670, a 2009 Nissan 280ZX, license plate FOXYZ, California vehicle registration number 7252687, and a 2007 Cadillac Eldorado, license number 2RAH329, California vehicle registration number A994802. Are the whereabouts of these vehicles known?
I don't know. I didn't even get the description down correctly.
We're going to finish up the last paragraph of the pronoun drill where we left off. Okay, here we go.
Pronouns.
We have paid close attention to the differences in the strokes between who is and whose to say, when you heard the word I, you might have stroked the word you or he. It was easy when what you heard as he to have stroked the word I or you. What was easy for you to do was to hear you and to have stroked I or he. I don't know about you, but what I thought when I had a you in my notes and I fit better was that I might have confused my I and you. Did you find that was the case with you too?
No.
That was what I found when there was a he in my notes and I or you fit better. I thought there was something wrong there, and that was when I decided to straighten out which stroke is which word. Now, when what I hear is a you, I get the you in my notes, not an I or a he. I practiced these pronouns because I tended to shadow my notes when I pushed my speed. I am happy, and I'm sure you are happy too, now that what we write is what we hear, such as you for you, I for I, this for this, that for that, who, what, when, where, how, and why, for who, what, when, where, how, and why.
Is that the end of the
that
drill?
concludes our drill class for the day.
That went by so quick. Okay, jury charge and literary. It went by really, really quick. 10 minutes,
Hello,
just gone in a
welcome
flash.
to the jury charge and literary for the 120 class. I'm going to start off today with some congressional record, and the subject is right to life. Okay, here we go. Ready? I'm going to read this at 100 since it's more on the difficult side.
Oh, okay.
Mr. Speaker, I am introducing today a resolution to protect the life of the unborn.
Oh my God.
It is with a deep sense of moral responsibility and conviction.
Oh my God, I'm gonna skip this actually.
Deserved
She's reading
8
it at
Orange Street, phone number 99 by. Okay.
Okay, I skipped it. Don't need to listen to that shit.
I'm going to give you some jury charge. This is on impeaching a witness.
Impeaching a witness.
Here we go. Ready? Your Honor, this is verbatim. This is the report of September 11, 2013. This report is authorized by Deputy Gregory T. Conrad and Kurt J. Taylor. Quote, while at the location, a Mrs. Beverly Young, female, age 45, 11278 Orange Street, phone number 992-1180, contacted us and stated that she often talked with the victim, Susan Nathaniel. Mrs. Young further stated that an unknown male who lives somewhere in the neighborhood had been bothering the victim by asking her for dates. Mrs. Young said that the victim would not identify the male, but merely said that she would be surprised if she, Mrs. Young, knew who it was. The unknown male had been calling Susan Nathaniel since the death of her husband. Mrs. Young advised us that the victim stated that she would never date this male because she feared him, explaining that he was crazy, unquote. Now, as an officer of the court, Your Honor, I would like to explain to the court that when I interviewed Mrs. Young myself, she indicated the following. that
invisible
she
this
not
week.
be
Yippee! And then we become invisible next week.
Your Honor, I would like to explain that he was crazy, unquote. Now, as an officer of the court, Your Honor, I would like to explain to the court that when I interviewed Mrs. Young myself, she indicated the following, that she not be interviewed specifically at the murder site. By that, I mean the Nathaniel residence. She indicated she, Lori Engelbrook, and Mrs. Rayburn, and another unknown female, who she does not know by name, were apparently talking near the corner, and the deputy approached them. She, Mrs. Young, told me that she did not make the following statement to the deputy, quote, who lives somewhere in the neighborhood, unquote. She said that Mrs. Nathaniel did not specifically point out this individual who was making the phone calls to be living somewhere in the neighborhood. She further told me that Mrs. Nathaniel did not tell her that this individual was asking her for dates. Mrs. Young further told me that Mrs. Nathaniel did not say, quote, would not identify, but apparently Susan Nathaniel told her, quote, could not identify the male. Mrs. Young further told me that the following language, quote, she merely said that she would be surprised if she, Mrs. Young, knew who it was. The male had been calling her since the death of her, meaning Susan Nathaniel's husband, end of quote. Mrs. Young said she did not recall saying that to the deputy who interviewed her. Obviously, there are substantial differences between what Mrs. Young is telling me and what Mrs. Young told the deputy sheriff on that date. I would suggest, Your Honor, that I believe that I can impeach my own witness.
Wow, impeaching your own witness.
And just for reference, when you hear the word quote or unquote, you're still writing that on your machine.
Oh, I'm still
You're writing everything verbatim.
Okay.
So that includes quote and unquote. Okay. All right.
Okay, I missed that. I made that as a mistake.
My next article for you
Another article?
is an expert opinion. This last jury charge that I just read to you, I read at 120. Now this expert opinion, I'm going to take it down to 100.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. The problem is to determine if the special circumstance referred to by Mr. Chase is true. Was murder perpetrated by an electronically constructed device? Mr. Chase is true. Was murder perpetrated by an electronically constructed device, bomb, or explosive unit? We must determine and prove that the murder was committed by means of a destructive device, a bomb, or an explosive mechanism. For purposes of definition, a destructive device includes any of the following weapons. 1. Any type of projectile containing explosive or incendiary material or any other chemical substances which are commonly known as incendiary ammunition, except tracer ammunition manufactured for the use in shotguns. Number 2, any bomb, grenade, explosive missile or missile device, or any device used for launching. Number 3, any type of weapon of a caliber greater than a .50 caliber, which fires standard ammunition other than a shotgun. Number 4, a rocket.
I changed my name to my Fluxer one. Oh, cool. Hello, Sandy. How are you doing?
A caliber, which fires standard ammunition other than a shotgun. Number 4, a rocket, rocket-propelled projectile, or other device of a diameter greater than 0.80 of an inch, and any rocket, rocket-propelled projectile, or other device which contains explosives or incendiary materials, or any other chemical substances. Number 5, any breakable container which contains a flammable liquid with a quick flash point of 100.
I haven't used my Twitch account in a couple years, so I was resetting stuff from like 2023. Oh.
5.
Just updating things now.
Any breakable container which
by.
contains a flammable liquid with a quick flash point of 160 degrees capable of being ignited. For the purposes of clarification, I will define a bomb. A bomb is any device that carries with it an explosive charge designed to detonate under specific conditions. These conditions include point of impact, a timing mechanism, or merely setting in a position at a given point with variable effects. An explosive means any substance or a combination of substances with the primary purpose or goal of detonation or rapid combustion. An explosive is capable of a relatively instantaneous or rapid release of gas and heat, the primary purpose of which, when combined with others, is to form a combustible substance. The term explosive includes nitroglycerin, dynamite, black powder, gunpowder, and smokeless powder, as well as other more elaborate and sophisticated chemical compositions. Was it a destructive device, a bomb, an explosive? We will need to evaluate all the evidence that was gathered at the scene of the crime at 18403 West Harding Boulevard in Tulsa, Oklahoma. We must determine if a device was planted, hidden, or concealed. We must determine if the device was in the structure, in the adjacent building, in the parking lot. Another alternative that we are looking at is the possibility of the device being mailed to this address. Someone knew of these acts, which were a potential threat to human lives. Okay.
That was really difficult.
And I read that at 100 because it is more difficult.
It is. God. I couldn't keep up at 100.
Okay. I've got an article here.
A lot of multi-stroke
This is called
words.
The Life Course Perspective.
A what course perspective?
Here we go. I'm going to read this at 100 as well.
Okay. That'd be hard.
The social development theory is an integrated view of human development and is a process of interaction among and between individuals and society as the root cause of criminal behavior. Life course perspective, an approach to explaining crime and deviance that investigates developments and turning points in the course of a person's life over time. Some of the most recent perspectives on crime causation belong to a subcategory of a social process thought called social development theory. According to the social development perspective, human development occurs simultaneously on many levels, including the psychological, biological, interpersonal, cultural, societal, and ecological levels. Hence, social development theories tend to be integrated theories, that is, theories that combine various points of view on the process of actual development. Theories that fall into this category, however, highlight the process of interaction between individuals and society as the root cause of criminal behavior. In particular, they emphasize that a critical period of transition occurs in a person's life as he or she moves from childhood to adulthood. One social development perspective of special significance is the life course perspective. According to Robert J. Sampson and John H. Lobb, who named the life course perspective in 2013, criminal behavior typically follows an identifiable pattern throughout a person's life cycle. In the lives of those who eventually become criminal, crime-like, or deviant behavior is relatively rare during early childhood, tends to begin as sporadic instances during the early adolescence, becomes more common during the late teen and early adult years, and then gradually diminishes as the person gets older. Sampson and Lobb also used the idea of transitions in the life course or turning points that identify significant events in a person's life and represent the opportunity for people to turn either away from or toward deviance and crime. An employer who gives an employee a second chance, for example, may provide a unique opportunity that helps determine the future course of that person's life. Similarly, the principle of linked lives, also common to life course theories, highlights the fact that no one lives in isolation. Events in the life course are constantly being influenced by family members, friends, acquaintances, employers, teachers, and so on.
Hello.
Not only might such influences determine the life course of any given individual, but they are active throughout the life course. In 2006, the Federal Office of Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention, otherwise known as OJJDP, began funding a study of life pathways as they lead to criminality. The program of research on the causes and correlates of delinquency continues to produce results. Researchers have been examining how delinquency, violence, and drug use develop within and are related to various social contexts, including the family, peer groups, schools, and the surrounding community. To date, the study has identified 3 distinct pathways to delinquency. These pathways are not mutually exclusive and can sometimes converge. The authority conflict pathway, along which children begin to move during their early years, as early as 3 or 4 years old, involves stubborn behavior and resistance to parental authority, defiance of authority.
Fluxer is an alternative to Discord. So Sandy was just matching their name on Fluxer to their name on Twitch.
Begins around age 11, and authority avoidance.
I don't like anyone lost that feeling 2 years ago. What?
That is, truancy or running away, begins about the same time. The covert pathway, which starts around age 10 with minor covert acts such as shoplifting and lying, quickly progresses to acts of vandalism involving property damage. Moderate to severe delinquency frequently begins a year or 2 later. The overt pathway is marked by minor aggression, such as bullying.
You're welcome. Don't have Twitch or Discord? Cool. That's fine. YouTube's, okay.
That develops around age 11 or 12. The overt pathway leads to fighting and physical violence during the teenage years and tends to eventuate in serious violent criminality that may include robbery and assault. Okay, that concludes our jury charge and literary for the 120 class.
I've learned a lot today. Have we all learned a lot today? There's only 5 minutes left, so we can do part of the Q&A. There might be something interesting from the Q&A.
Hello, this is the Q&A practice for the 120 class. We're going to start out with some Q&A. The subject is street accident, and it's going to start out with plaintiff attorney. Ready? Mr. Sherman, you say you stepped in a puddle covered with snow. What do you mean by that? There was a hole covered with snow. As I stepped in the hole, my foot buckled under me. Which foot was it? The right foot. Now, when you stepped into the hole, your foot buckled under you. Then what happened? I fell as if in a sitting position.
I don't want Caption Hotel.
Where was your right foot when you fell? It was twisted under my left foot, underneath my leg. Mr. Sherman, did you see this hole before you stepped into it? No, sir. Did you know of the existence of this hole? I did not. Tell His Honor and the members of the jury how you know it was a hole that you stepped into. After I looked around to see if there was any traffic coming, I started to cross the street. The first step I took, my foot went in the hole. When I fell, I yelled, and 2 guys came running over. Before we get to that, Mr. Sherman, why were you unable to see the hole before you stepped into it? Because it was covered with snow. All right, when you fell, you say a couple of...
Actually, I'm going to be streaming later on today again at 6 p.m. This live stream is about to end. So if you can come by 6 p.m. Eastern, then you'll be able to watch the stream again.
Guys ran over to you. Did you let out a yell? Yes, I did. Who were these guys? One was Mr. Rosenberg. That is the gentleman sitting in court here? Yes, sir. Who was the other guy? I can't recall his name. Was it Mr. Adams? Yes, it was. Now, Mr. Sherman, are you able to tell us how wide or how deep this hole was that you stepped into? I guess it must have been about 5 or 6 inches deep anyhow. How do you know that? I noticed when I went to get up that the snow had been pushed away where I fell. Who picked you up? Mr. Rosenberg and Mr. Adams. Who else was there? Well, Mr. Lane came running over. Then they started to help me cross the street. How far did you get before you fell again? I did not even reach the middle of the street. Who picked you up that time? Mr. Rosenberg and Mr. Adams. How did they pick you up? Well, they took hold of me, one on each side. I told them that my leg hurt and I couldn't walk. Was Mr. Lane there too? He was coming over while they were helping me up. Where did Mr. Rosenberg and Mr. Adams take you? They took me around the corner where I work. Mr. Sherman, before you fell into this hole.
Okay, it is 11. Let's see if we're prepared to rate out. Johnny Rebeck. Johnny Rebeck. That's the next stream. They are currently online. Looks interesting. Okay, are we ready to rate out? I think we are. Thank you everyone for coming by. Thanks for watching me do steno on stream. I'll be back at 6 p.m. to do more stenography. I'll do another 100 words per minute class followed by 120. Goodbye, everybody. Have a fun time.